Hey there, thanks for clicking play. Today's video is about the TC Electronics Unitune. I just got this for Christmas, thanks to my son. It's a chromatic clip tuner, which I asked Santa for. And it's very cool. I've actually used it already, but I'm just going to kind of show you a demo of it and show you something that I've kind of figured out what I can do with it that's very useful for guitar players. Specifically for me, I'm trying to learn how to play slide guitar, and it's helpful for that. So I'm just going to unbox it here. You can see it here on the other camera. It's pretty simple. It comes with the world's tiniest, and I mean tiniest, manual, and they decided to put it in every language apparently. So the point size is maybe like 3-point type. It's basically not readable unless you're under 20, I think. But I would just go to the website. You can download the actual manual on the website and check it out. But there really isn't a lot to know about these tuners. I mean, they're a clip-on tuner. They get your guitar in tune. This one is pretty accurate as far as the specs on it, and I'll go over the specs at the very end. But it's very accurate. One of the reasons why I got it is because it's very bright. And my camera's focusing on me and not on the tuner. But it's very bright, which is nice. You can see it's sort of adjusting to the pitch on my voice. It has 2 tuning modes. I'm going to show you over here. 2 tuning modes. The first is the needle mode, which we have here, which you're kind of seeing. And then the other one is strobe mode. So you'll see that that's a strobe mode, and I'll show you how that works. And I'm going to demo it by tuning up my acoustic, but also I want to show you what I'm doing with it to help me learn the lap steel. This is my 1954 National lap steel. Very cool. All right. So I'm going to be using and tuning up this is my Washburn parlor guitar. This is my camping guitar, basically. I let it get a little bit beat up on campouts, but it's a cool guitar. It's a parlor guitar. I love the size on it and everything. It's very cool. I am tuning this guitar to open D because I'm trying to learn some Elmore James slide songs, and he played in open D. And I'm doing a video about Elmore James. So that's one of the reasons why I got the chromatic tuner, because it tunes to open D. One thing I'll say about this tuner also, it's a standard 440 tuner, but it gives you the option of going up to 445 and down to 435. And you would think normally that is useful, but that's 445 is not even a half step. It's like a quarter of a half step or something like that. And 435 is not down a half step. So I'm not sure how that's useful for, I don't know, guitar players in my situation. I think that there are some orchestras that will tune A445 or down to A435, but to me that's not, it's an interesting feature. It's not particularly useful for me, but I just like the way this thing looks. I like the way it reacts, and I like the way it's very accurate. It's like a .02 cent on its tuning. So I'm going to clip it onto the guitar here. And right now it's in strobe mode. And since it's reacting as I'm talking, I'm going to not talk while I'm tuning. But the tuning for this guitar for open D has to be, it's D-A-D, F-sharp, A-D. And so this is in strobe mode. Let me use a pick. And basically when the strobes stop moving, it's in tune. I purposely had this out of tune. See, once the strobes stop moving. Now I'm looking at this on my iPhone, so it's a little hard for me to actually see it tuning because I'm trying to do that while I'm looking at my iPhone. Let me just go to the other mode. Okay, now we're in like needle mode, basically. Which is actually the mode that I like to use a little bit more. Now they call this mode chromatic mode, but I call it needle mode. Gotta go up to F sharp here. You see the sharp, the little thing indicating sharp? Seeing it even doing a D, this is D major chord, it's in tune, right? So that's the basics of the tuner there. It tunes up just like we need it to. It's pretty bright, even though I've got a light here that's kind of causing a lot of reflection. As I turn it around so I can actually see it here, there it is going through my amp. So that's my Washburn guitar. It's going through a Fender Blues Deluxe with a little bit of distortion on it and some reverb. Sounds pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you how I'm using it to help me get my intonation right on my lap steel. All right, this trick I figured out with this Unitune clip-on tuner from TC Electronics. One of the things I really like about it is it's very bright. I'm going to turn it on here. And it has two different modes, and they call it chromatic mode and strobe mode. It's chromatic either way. I'm not sure why they call it chromatic mode or strobe mode, but I'll show you the difference. It's basically a needle mode or a strobe mode. But what I figured out here is that it's really useful for me. I'm trying to learn how to play lap steel guitar, and the thing about lap steel is there's no real frets. These are just markers on this neck, but you don't press down on it, so you don't really know where your pitch is. It's really important. So it's helping me to learn how to sort of like find my intonation here. So right now this is tuned to open G, which is G, and it's a little flat here. I gotta just tune it up a little bit. You can see on the tuner. So it's G, B, D. It's an open G, it's a G major triad. So G, B, D, G, B, D. Interestingly, it's picking up my voice, so I have to kind of be quiet while I'm doing this because it's meant to pick up either an acoustic or an electric guitar. So G, B, D, G, B, D. So G, first string G. Next string B. Next string D. So the 1, 3, 5 of a G major chord, and then G again. Okay, it's not quite there. And then B again. It's a little sharp. But what's cool about it is that this helps me to make sure I'm in intonation. So for example, if I want to hit an E note on the B string, you see I'm flat. Now I know I'm in tune. And you're really, in this case with the lap steel, you're really right right above, almost a little in front of the marker. But that's the trick with this, is helping me try to figure out these notes and try to, it also helps me learn the fretboard, which is nice. Oh, you know what, I'll show strobe mode just to show strobe mode here. So that's, okay, now it's strobe mode. See how it's changed? Okay, so now if I hit this note, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna get to an E here. So it helps me, it's helping me learn the neck on this, and also to make sure that my intonation is working. That's how I use it, besides just using it as a tuner. So that's one use for this, which I think is kind of a hidden use that most people wouldn't know. But for using something where you're trying to learn slide, it's really, I find it to be really helpful. So I know that this is a C chord. When those strobes stop, they call this mode chromatic mode. I don't really know why, but even works with chords. So it's pretty cool. And these tuners are not that expensive. I think this was $29. I'm really happy with it. There's going to be a link below in the description if you're interested in picking one up. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Well, thanks very much for checking this video out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you like this kind of content that I'm starting to produce and you want to hear more of it, obviously, if you like and subscribe the channel, that will help me grow the channel. It'll help me do more of this kind of content, which I really love to do. I'm obsessed with guitar stuff, so I'm going to be doing a lot of this stuff. If you want to see it in your feed, subscribing to the channel will make sure you know when I release a new video. It's about guitar culture, guitar equipment, guitar history, guitars specifically. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.